Hi, I'm Larry Ajayi, and I'm reaching now on channel 197.3.1 DT on people, places, and events. This is My City Speaks to Me, the Calgary edition, from around my beautiful city of Calgary in Alberta, Canada. One of the advantages of living in a multicultural city like Calgary is the possibility of experiencing flavors from around the world, as well as foods from our country of origin that marked our childhood. Food is food for the body, for the soul, and a multicultural society, an opportunity for new experiences and connections. And today's episode of My City Speaks to Me, our guests, Kelly Basigal and Josh Dalidoni, will try two popular African dishes for the first time in a very long time. The world-acclaimed Nigerian jollof rice and the sensational swallow that is making international headlines, fufu, but called fufu by my Canadian and American brothers and sisters. Have you tasted them before? Do you think they're gonna like it? We shall see. Only My City Speaks to Me. Let's meet Adebola Esan. She's the living example of the reborn process that many immigrants come through. From a teacher in Nigeria to a professional cook in Canada, Adebola was involved in cooking for family and community events in our country. She has always loved to cook for many people, and after having lived for a few years in Netherlands, it was in Calgary that she fulfilled her dream of opening a beautiful restaurant, the first Afro-Canadian restaurant in our city. Today, the Flavours Restaurant is known among the community and won in 2021 the recognition of Best African Restaurants in Calgary, according to Avenue Magazine popular poll. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to present to you my dear Adebola Esan, the owner of Flavours Restaurant. Welcome back to My City Speaks to Me here at the Flavours Restaurant. It's an honor for me to have beside me the owner of Flavours Restaurant. Welcome, Adebola.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much for taking time to be on this show. I know you're very busy, you should be cooking now, but I'm taking your time, but we need this to establish a spot for our audience to connect with you and your creative, culinary styles of cooking. And let me start by saying, give us a brief, history of your restaurant from Nigeria, Netherlands, Calgary.
Okay, so my restaurant is called Flavours Restaurant, and it was given birth to in 2013.
Okay.
But before then, cooking has always been my passion. I love to cook. I watch so much shows on cooking. Learned a lot from that. I've cooked for events back in Nigeria, here in Calgary, while we were in Holland. And at the point in time, I turned it was my passion, but at the point in time, I turned it into business. So if it's something you enjoy doing, why not, start making money out of it as well. So
Turning passion to business.
Yes, that's how Flavours Restaurant started.
So you've been operating for how long?
Over 8 years now, going to 9 years.
8 years, 9 years. So if you're going to give an aspiring immigrant or someone who loves cooking, who wants to start a restaurant, what kind of advice would you give?
The main advice I would give is be ready, because it involves a lot. A lot of your time, it involves your family, everything around you. It's like a baby. When you give birth to a baby, you have to nurse the baby.
All the attention.
And yes, all the attention, standing on your feet, much more than you thought it would be, the cleaning aspect. There's so much more. So you must be ready to go into a restaurant business.
Thank you very much. On today's episode, we're focusing on jollof rice and fufu, which are, popular cultural food, in our community. Let's take some time to explain to our audiences jollof rice and fufu. Let's start with jollof rice, so that they will know what kind of food we're talking about.
Jollof rice, as the name entails, has rice in it.
Yeah.
And it actually originated from, I'll say, the eastern part of Africa.
Okay.
They call it jambalaya in some places, but in Nigeria we call it jollof rice. But the difference is that in Nigeria we don't cook jollof rice with meat in it, because there's some people that may not want to have meat with their food, vegetarian, and some people that want rice with fish or chicken, so you get a choice to eat your food with your choice of protein. So jollof rice basically is rice cooked together with peppers, onions, and not too much spices, so you can get the taste of the rice.
Right.
But what actually gives it its color, it's a mixture of bell peppers and tomato paste.
Okay.
So it's a kind of delicious rice, other than just a plain rice.
Because it's like it has gone mainstream. It's now gone international. That countries like Ghana, Senegal, Nigeria are still in a battle that is, I don't know when it's going to end. Who cooks jollof rice better? Which one is better? Ghana jollof, Nigerian jollof, Senegal, Wolof or jollof? But well, our guest will be the judge of that today. So let's talk about fufu. Actually, from my own dialect, we call it fufu, but I've seen my Canadians and American brothers and sisters call it fufu. So let's talk about fufu.
Okay, so fufu or fufu, whichever one it is. So I will say, let me say exactly what I know about fufu.
Yeah.
Back in Nigeria, we call fufu the one that is actually made with cassava.
Yeah.
But because there are different versions to that, and they're all similar. So you have the one with the maize, you have the one with the rice, you have the one with cassava, you have one with the African yams. So I guess because they're all similar in the process of making, I guess that's why they now it's easier to give all the name fufu. Here in Calgary, the one we have mainly is pounded yam. It's also fufu. It's made out of yams.
Okay.
So it's close to mashed potatoes,
All right.
but a little bit different from mashed potato because it's thicker, it's filling, it's delicious with the soup that goes with it.
Talking about soup that goes with it. Now, I've seen some with a kind of soup called okra soup and some with vegetable. So, which one do you think is better with fufu?
Now, the choice also depends on individual, but when first timers come to my restaurant, I always introduce them to egusi.
Okay.
Egusi soup, it's African pumpkin seed cooked with kale.
Okay.
That's the way I cook it, and I added some dry fish, stockfish.
All right.
And some people come in, they said they don't want fish in it, so I opt out the fish aspect because it could be vegetarian as well. So I always recommend egusi first because egusi has a taste that goes with everybody also, although you have to be careful not to make it too spicy so that everybody can enjoy it. Okra draws, not everybody, because it's not something because it's not what they're used to. Some people tell me they don't like the texture. Some people said, it's just not something I would recommend to the first timer. So if you want to try pounded yam or fufu, I'll say go with egusi or vegetable soup.
Okay. Well, like I said, today we have two of my best friends here in Calgary, Kaley and Josh. They all have their own story behind this food, and that inspires why we're doing this episode today. And I'm very suspicious in making any statement, because I love this decision, and I've tasted them in your restaurants, and I love what you do. You're an inspiration to a lot of upcoming Calgarians and Canadians. What do you say? Let's go to the kitchen and see the process and show our audience how you make the magic happen.
Okay. it goes into your mouth. It's delicious. And you can go on eating and talking. It doesn't drop, it doesn't kill. You have the control of your hand and you just enjoy your meal. Bon appetit.
Still on My City Speaks to Me, the Calgary edition. Still exploring the majestic delicacy of jollof rice and fufu here at the Flavours Restaurant. Our guest is here, Kaley Bicycle. Who is Kaley? Kaley is an award-winning singer, songwriter, guitarist, art consultant, industry strategist, and a festival director. She's involved in many projects around the province, including Edmonton's SOS Fest and Alberta Culture Days. Today I have my friend Josh Galidoni. Who is Josh? He's a theatre festival, live performance producer, and also associate director of social impact at Art Commons. Josh is deeply involved in our art scene, and today he's going to try the artistic work of Adebola in the kitchen. Still on My City Speaks to Me, the Calgary edition here at Flavours Restaurant. Now I've got my amazing guests and amazing friends. They're here and they're going to have the opportunity to taste jollof rice and fufu, and then we're going to learn, a thing or two. So welcome Kaley, Josh, and Toyin. So Josh, I'll start with you. When I told you about this episode, you were giving me an information about your first time eating fufu. Tell us that story.
Yeah, because I remember you asking me about it, and then I had a little bit of a brainwave because about it would have been almost right before the pandemic started. I was in New York City. Long story, but point was I was with a friend that I hadn't seen in a long time. He's a bit of a foodie. In fact, he sort of searches out new places to go. So he suggested we head to the Africa Center, just right on the edge of Harlem, and try out the restaurant. They've got a sort of a cafe set up in there. At least they did when I was there. And so we sort of went in. You can tell this is the first time, and so I sort of went, well, give me what's good. And part of that was fufu. I had a great time. I'd never had it before, but I'm curious to have it here today because, of course, this is Calgary.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens.
One thing about fufu is that in our original dialect we call it fufu. Fufu.
Okay.
But Americans Canadians call it fufu.
Yeah.
So whether fufu or fufu, in Ghana they have a different materials for making fufu. They use plantain to make fufu in Ghana. In Nigeria we use yam or we use cassava. And fufu to element, to explain better, it's like mashed potato, but this time around more filling and more sticky and harder than mashed potato. So today you're going to be tasting fufu here in Calgary. And so over to you, Kaley. Jollof rice.
Jollof rice.
Tell us your first experience with jollof rice.
Yeah, my first experience was because I'm such a big fan of Flannery's. I was watching one of your web series during the pandemic, and you were talking about jollof rice, and I don't know if it was because you were talking about Ethic Festival and your jollof rice tasting competition and all the different jollof rice connoisseurs or makers in Calgary. And so when I was listening, all I did was I typed in the chat and I was like, oh, that sounds so good, I want to try it. And so right there, Flannery was like, oh, Kaley wants to try jollof rice, who's going to give her some? And so he hooked me up with B&G Kitchen and Tope.
Yeah.
And she prepared for me and my husband some lovely jollof rice and chicken. It was delicious. My husband loved it. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to get to try it again.
Oh, wow.
So today I'm going to be bringing in the owner of Flavours Restaurant by the name of, her name is Adebola Esan, and then you get to experience jollof rice and fufu. Toyin, before we bring in Adebola, I know you've tasted jollof rice and fufu all your life.
All my life.
So tell them what they should expect.
Well, Jollof rice is jollof rice. It might be a little spicy, but you would enjoy it definitely. I can't wait for him to taste fufu and
I was gonna say, give us what's the spice level? What are we talking about here?
yeah, no, don't worry. It's not. It's not
Okay,
anything outrageous, but it's just you're just gonna feel that taste. Like it's a mouthful, and yeah, you're gonna love it. I know.
And
you
just
like
to
it.
let you know, Flavours understand the fact that not so many people can handle the taste.
Of
Oh,
course.
no, I want
So-
the
Yeah.
spice. Bring it
Yeah,
on.
so today we're going to have a nice mild jollof rice. So let's welcome
Trust
the
me.
owner,
Great.
Adebola
Thank
Esan,
you so much.
Toyin Oladele,
Yes, ma.
Josh Dalidoni,
Lovely to meet
and
you.
Kelly Basi.
My best buddies.
So can you just share with them? We'll be telling them that jollof rice is beautiful, it's nice, it's good. Antonio was saying that it's a bit spicy, but I know that you don't really put a lot of spice. So
I said spice it up. He doesn't think I can handle it.
I can't handle it. I know I can't. No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm just making a scene.
Don't worry, it's great. I've had it here before. My family, I came with my kids about 2 years ago, yeah. Before the pandemic, yeah, and it was super. And they don't like spicy things too, and they didn't say anything. So,
Okay.
you know, we're in for some great.
now, in New York, when you were eating fufu, do you use your hands or fork or knife?
I totally used a fork and a knife.
Okay.
Because one of the best way to enjoy fufu is with your original natural fork.
Fingers.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You
Okay.
sure?
Cool.
Okay.
You know what? I would like you to try the fufu with your hand.
Yeah.
I know it's African, the meal. So fufu is noted for Africa. Burger is noted for this part of the world. How do you eat your burgers?
Yeah.
your hand.
Yeah.
So that's African burger.
Fair.
In a
Fair.
way.
Perfect.
I like that.
I know you. Well, let me not say I know. I'm not sure if you've been to Africa at any point. in time.
Not no.
Okay, so
We're going to Africa now.
So what I always say is that this is a treat to Africa, you know, because you're trying something different, African spices, the same thing, close to what you have been used to. You want to try pounded yam? It's close to mashed potatoes,
Okay.
but a bit thicker than mashed potatoes.
Okay.
You want to try jollof rice? You eat rice with butter or just as it is, but now the African way, jollof rice, because it's cooked with all your tomatoes, peppers.
Yeah.
So even if you have somebody or your children that don't like peppers or they don't like vegetables, it's all blended in the rice. And
Hear that, parents?
although the heat that we're talking about, it's not too much of a heat. Like in Africa, there's something we'll say that a life that doesn't
Eat spice. It's a very, very
lifeless life.
wicked.
Something like that.
Fair.
We gotta spice it up.
But the spices are not too much for you to handle. But it's still okay. But even if you have the spice, it helps to clear your nostrils and you just enjoy your meal and
Yeah. Brings out the flavor, I'm sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the name of the place as well. The Flavor. Flavours Restaurant. Yeah. So I'll go bring the food and we'll see how you
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Really excited.
We'll be right back. Here comes the food.
Okay.
Okay, so
Oh wow.
Jollof rice.
egg jollof rice.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
So, what do we have? Please, let's start with Josh.
Okay, so you have the pounded yam,
Yeah.
popularly known as fufu or fufu, whichever accent. And what I've done, I decided to give you two types of soup.
Okay.
So you have the egusi soup, which is the yellow one.
Agusi.
So yes, that's egusi. I like that, tongue twisting.
Agusi.
And
Okay.
the other one is eforiru.
Aforiru.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is vegetable soup.
Agusi. Aforiru.
Yes.
Okay.
And with the chicken.
Now, the goose is actually melon, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it's
African
melon.
African pumpkin
Oh.
seed. Yes.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yes, and it has some kale in it.
Yeah.
And the other one is spinach. It's healthy.
Yeah.
And I put a little bit of peppers on it, but not the
Ah, thank you.
but the peppers blended together.
But this without the chicken, this is all vegetarian though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Good option.
Yeah. No.
And here we have
And here you have your favorite jollof rice and some plantain and beef.
Looks really good. It almost looks caramelized.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, and one good thing about plantain is that it's natural sugar. So it's just cut, deep fried in oil,
Wow.
vegetarian. So for us back in Nigeria, we don't put the meat in the rice. In case you, as a vegetarian, you don't want the meat, so you can, or you don't want beef, you can have a choice of your meat.
Yeah.
So that's why you have it all.
Perfect.
But you can all mix it together and everything goes into your tummy and
Yeah, I like that
It's all gonna mix at one point.
exactly. So,
too. Thank you.
so over to
enjoy
you.
your meal.
Over to you, Josh and Kelly. Let's
All right.
Do you want,
dig in.
We can both go at the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
time?
yeah.
There's
Yes.
no- Okay.
Do you want to wash your hands first?
What's that? I had a little sanitizer before I came.
Perfect.
Oh my god. There's a little bit of spice. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you for being kind to me.
Whichever you prefer.
It's so good.
The effer or the egusi.
There's the egusi.
Great.
Well, there's
It
there's
is
a
like
brightness to
caramelized.
it
It's so
that I
good.
really
Yeah,
nice.
Like, cool.
That's why I suggest egusi first to
Yeah.
when you're trying the food for the first time.
Yeah, egusi.
The spice is really nice.
Okay.
Cool.
Bit of sweet in it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the spice.
Yeah.
Just like complement each other so
Absolutely.
nicely.
Is it too spicy for you?
No. It's
Kelly loves
perfect.
spice.
I do
Okay.
love spice. I try that.
You're doing so good.
Oh well.
I'm impressed.
Oh, that's all I want. That's all I want.
I should organize an excursion to Africa.
Oh.
I should organize a kind of excursion to Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we
I'd
go
be
to
happy to
Nigeria, Kenya,
I go with you.
Ghana.
I'll go.
I know.
Oh, hands down.
I know.
That should be another episode.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I've been that.
African edition.
Can I ask a question before I go back to the kitchen?
Okay.
What do you think about eating with your hand?
Oh, I don't mind at all. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
I mean, it's
It's
like you
easier.
said, it's no different than a hamburger. It's no different than French fries.
Yeah.
And then I could be a bit more dexterous with my hands too.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can get what I want.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'll leave you to
Thank you
enjoy
so
your-
much.
It's so good.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful meal.
And I can see what you're saying by if you want to mix it together, because I've been taking little bits and
Yeah.
mixing it, and the flavors all complement each other so well.
Yeah.
Really good.
Thank you.
I'll bring my husband back.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Enjoy your meal.
Thank
Thank you very much.
They're nice, actually.
So,
Yeah,
Josh and Kelly, they're having the time of their life, eating fufu and jollof rice. What do you think? Send us a question, if you're interested in being on an episode like this, maybe in a Chinese restaurant or in an Italian restaurant.
I love this. Man. This is nice.
Send us a question or a suggestion, and then we'll
Chicken's
you up
a bit of a
for
treat
real,
for
and
me,
then
too.
you get to taste amazing meals like this here in Calgary. We'll be right back.
I want to keep coming.
Yeah, what about me
And
though?
don't invite anyone else.
This
We
is
thought
fine.
this was our job.
I just clean, I clean my calendar out.
I know. It's so cool.
And we're back. So we're gonna learn some from Kelly and Josh, the experience, eating jollof rice and fufu. So, Kelly, what do you think?
It was delicious, so filling. The spice is really nice. It was funny because I know you were worried about the spice.
Yeah.
And like when I started, I was like, oh yeah, this is fine. But after eating like half of my giant mound of rice, I was like, I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah.
But it was really good. And then with the plantain, like it is almost like caramelized. And then the beef was just really nicely done. And all together, like I can see why there is an option to mix it all because the flavors just really complemented each other nicely. But it was really good. I'm really impressed, and I'm definitely gonna be bringing friends and, as I said, my husband back.
Thank you very much. And you, Josh?
I had a delicious time. I'm so full. I think I did pretty good actually.
You did
Yeah.
really well. Impressive.
I found the soups. The one with the spinach again is called.
Yeah, it's just spinach. Yeah, it's just effer.
Agusi.
So this is effer. This is egusi.
Agusi for you. The for you. It's really like it's bright. It's like it's flavorful. And then I found that goosey is like it's more on the savory side. I found, but again I was worried about spice. Admittedly, I'm totally fine.
Great.
So thank you. Compliments to the chef.
I was warning you. When you eat fufu like that, you tend to feel sleepy because it's heavy. You might be feeling sleepy.
Because it's filling.
Feeling.
It is, yeah. But like, I think what I love the most, again, it's like I love this like plate so that I have all my things in the separate places. I can make like little individual kebabs, like with like each piece is like, ooh, with this one now it's like a little bit of this and a little bit of the chicken, and like the chicken's super tender and just. I mean, it's delicious chicken. I don't know what more to say about it. Right?
Thank you very much. Toyin, what do you have to say? Toyin.
Oh yeah, I'm just really glad to like it. I'm very glad to like it, and I was worried about the spice because I know he doesn't like spice. But then, I mean, he's so cool. He still sits in here.
We're still alive.
Yeah.
Oh, we're well.
We're not sweating.
We're alive. He's not
Yeah,
sweating.
we're good. We're solid.
We're still on planet Earth, so we're good. I'm really glad that they can feel the individual taste and the combination also. He tried the 2 soups, so yeah, perfect. And Kaley also blended everything, so great.
Officially, you're going to Africa.
Yeah,
There you go.
been to Africa.
I needed a
This
trip.
is like a
so
Sunday
this
meal.
Yeah.
A Sunday African meal.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, great option while the borders aren't open.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
I learned a lesson while I was shooting an Ethiopian and Eritrean restaurant that when you have meals together from different cultural backgrounds, you can solve issues.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because on a meal table, you discuss, issues, challenges, and then if you can dine together, you can talk together, you can solve issues. And for me, that is one of the ways where we can grow a community. Like you tasting African food, the next time we're going to an Italian restaurant, we taste Italian restaurant, next thing Chinese restaurant. That is how we build a community, understanding, even though we have differences, but we can talk through each of those differences. We can learn our cultural, differences, and then we can find a way to blend.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
What a
you.
gift. What an invitation. I mean, come on. Thank you.
We're the lucky
Very
ones.
lucky. Very lucky. Yeah.
And if you want to be on this show, because we're still going to some amazing restaurants. We have some Italian restaurants, Chinese restaurants, Japanese restaurants, and probably an indigenous restaurant or a Caribbean restaurant. Send us a message. Follow us on YouTube and Instagram on My City Speaks to Me. And then maybe you'll get to be one of the lucky ones that will get to taste this special meal. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. Wow, it's been an awesome time on set today, shooting this episode and then hanging out with Josh and Kaley and Toyin and some other friends, and also, Adebola Esan. It's my time to enjoy this display. Pounded yam or fufu, whatever you call it, it looks interesting, and I'm gonna have me time now. Guys, saying to all our viewers and fans, thank you so much for hanging out with me on My City Speaks to Me, the Calgary edition. Exploring, the dynamics of this special dish, pounded yam and jollof rice, and you've seen the process and you learned a lot about this food. I would encourage you to come here to Flavours and ask for your own special fufu and jollof rice. Keep supporting Calgarian artists by sharing this video on your social media, and follow us on Instagram, and check out the links that is appearing on your screen right now, and give us a thumbs up. As always, I invite you to leave a comment or two on my show so that I know that you stopped by. And until I come again your way with more exciting episode of My City Speaks to Me from around Canada, like I do it on this show, drop over muscle, stretch. See you around. Enjoy.